We'll also show you some tools where you don't have to look at those three places, just run the tools. Nick's going to take you through that. But the first area, app registrations, Nick. I mean, this is an easy one, right? It's a super easy one. I mean, I just spoke about it earlier on where I just added another secret to that app reg because I wanted access, right?
That's right.
So, the big thing here is your application registration. I'm not saying that they have secrets, but if you're doing modern auth, chances are you're not logging in with a username and a password because you've got MFA on everything. So to bypass MFA, you would naturally want to use a client secret to do the auth. And also, if you are doing anything in Power Automate and you want to do stuff, you're going to do it that way. As your run book, how do I want to auth? Well, I can actually do that with a managed identity, which is quite neat.
Is it worth calling out that for those folks who've been around for a while and they think about Active Directory analogs, that this is effectively like we used to treat service accounts. So we used to have something that we would log in with, and then that, like a backup account, and that would have a credential, would have a password, and then we'd have to manage the password. And this is analogous to that, where we've got this thing that we've created. We've had to document the password, which is the secret, and that secret is documented probably in your source code, hopefully somewhere else, if you're proactively managing it. If you're not, then it's just out there somewhere, or you have surrendered the management to your vendor, who may not be as proactive about this as you are.
Look, when we talk about service accounts, in very much the same way, yes, because we grant that service account access to SQL, right? I mean, we're doing a SharePoint Service Subscription Edition and a Project Service Subscription Edition deployment, and we had to list the service accounts and what permissions we need. So yes, I tend to agree with you. It's just, this is the new way of doing things, right? Since everyone's moved to the cloud. Now, what did we say yesterday, Nick? We were talking about the gray area, right? We've been talking about agentic identities and human identities, right? And Microsoft sort of groups all non-human identities as non-human identities. And that would include things like service account identities, right? Because there are still apps that want that service account. They can't auth with the client ID, well, with the client secret. So they still live there, and you'll probably find they're attached to application registrations because those applications still need NTLM auth and not modern auth. So it's a simple example. And here's the service principles, Nick, that you were kind of alluding to because we build service principles, right? The big problem with service principles, and I don't want to say it's a big problem, but a lot of the times when we create service principles, we give it excessive permissions because the developer needed it at the time of testing.
And one of the things you like to call out, and this goes all the way back to season 1, is that the previous coding practices that we found on Microsoft Learn, where there were 3 coding examples, and the first one was excessively permissioned. But what did we do? We chose the first one, and it worked, and we deployed it, and we never went back. And we have a lot of that kind of tail of previous practices, not even best practices, but previous practices that are still living in our tenants today.
You know, the other place, legacy choices, and we just spoke about this, right? Where we're either using certs or we're using some form of legacy auth, right? Or legacy choice when it comes to an authentication mechanism. Like, is MSAL gone, Nick?